Hello, I'm reviewing a kind of classic Northeast IPA, Flower Power from Ithaca. This was on the cutting edge maybe like 10 years ago, and I liked it a lot. I didn't drink it super often, but I did like it every once in a while, but I haven't had it in years, and a fresh can showed up. This was, the topper said it was canned on June 24th, today's July 12th, so like 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks old. It's 7.2% alcohol, has a bunch of kind of West Coast IPA type hops like Simcoe, Chinook, Centennial, Atanum, and it's dry hopped with Simcoe, Amarillo, and Chinook, I believe. One special thing about this is that it was one of the IPAs it was like the palest, I think, back 7, 10, I don't know if it's 15 years old, this beer, because they only use pale and then honey malt. No wheat or anything like that, though, which would be a little more new wave. So it's got a very bright, clear orange color. Real nice head. And I remember that this beer usually, after a little while, gets some sediment on the bottom, but a fresh can, when you're pouring up the top of it, it is almost crystal clear, but it's not like filtered or anything exactly. But wow, that almost looks like a Pilsner. It's so clear, and the head's really nice. And it has, a smell that I haven't really smelled in a long time. It's that really floral, sweet orange quality. It's not juicy, but it's really big on floral notes and sweet orange. I don't know how else to describe that. Maybe there's a hint of an apple-y quality or something. Maybe peachy a little bit. But yeah, I think it's apple. It's not exactly like a weird green apple or acetaldehyde, I don't think. Maybe apple blossom describes it better. Pretty nice body for something so clear. But then you get that sticky, resinous quality, and it's a little more bitter than I was expecting. Spicy, sticky, resinous on the tongue, and gets much more grapefruity, more bitter citrus. That smells so. Yeah, I guess Flower Power is a really great name for it because it is super floral. But then, it gets surprisingly like citrus pith and spice, and not dank, but sticky resin, clean sticky resins in the flavor. Really nice fine carbonation. But it seems like they've kept this exactly the same way that it's always been, which is cool because a lot of breweries are even taking their old flagship beers and changing them, making them hazy and all that. Well, this one is kind of like a blast from the past, but it's done really well. It's on the edge of being too bitter for me, but it seems like the ingredients and the yeasts and a lot of it's done. It does remind me of like Stone, but paler malts and not as bitter, but it's getting pretty earthy and spicy in the finish. I'm not sure if they listed the IBUs on the website. I didn't notice it, but it seems like it's up there, even though 10 years ago people would have probably been like, this is a mild East Coast style IPA. It's not as bitter as your West Coast, but to my taste buds, it's pretty darn bitter. Definitely more than like Dogfish 60 Minute. That one's a little bit more amber too, I feel like, in the color. Maybe, I don't know, that beer may have gotten paler with the years too. Pretty nice mouthfeel. It's not ultra silky, like when I've had Russian River IPAs. They look similar to this, but then have usually a really nice mouthfeel. It's close to that, but it's a little bit spritzy. I give this one close to a 4. I don't know if I don't know when I'm gonna drink it again. Maybe it'll be another like 5 years or something. But I'm glad it still exists, and I hope people are still buying it. Hope that Ithaca is doing okay, because a lot of these older regional breweries are kind of suffering because of the thousands of little brewers that are popping up and taking their business. But it's pretty good. Maybe if it sounds a good beer, you could get a little blast from the past and pick up some flower power. Bye bye.